Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over Gotenks. Gotenks on the unawakened side says draw one card, awaken at 4 or less, draw one card, then flip this card over. On the awakened side, when attacking, draw one card, activate main once per turn. During this turn, if you use an extra with an original cost of 3 and both Saiyan and Earthling as special traits, this card gets 15,000 power for the turn. So this leader is a very strong card. Obviously, we have to use an extra in order to get the leader effect. We'll go over some of the cards in the deck that are a requirement or otherwise staples that you need in order to play this deck. To start with, of course, we're going to need the kids. We're going to need 4 Trunks Youth and 4 Sun Goten. These cards pretty much have the same effect. Permanent is if you don't have a Sun Goten in your battle area, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 1. This one says if you don't have a Trunks Youth in your battle area, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 1. On both cards, they're both going to have an activate main, pay 1. You're going to place the counterpart both in the drop, and you're going to be able to play a Gotenks from your hand as well. So these cards are pretty straightforward. You're always going to want to see these. Normally when I play this deck and I'm playing against people, because these are such an important piece, you're always going to want to try to mulli for these guys, unless you have a matchup specific that you know different cards that you want to mulli for. But these are pretty much the staples for the deck. We're going to come over to the super basic generic staple. We're going to want to have 4 supers. 4 supers are pretty much staple in any deck. Now we're going to talk about cards that can go in the deck. The quantities of each card are going to vary. You're going to see a lot of different Gotenks builds with different quantities, different versions of the deck. I believe 100% solely that no one's version is perfect right now for Gotenks, especially since the cards that we have right now, they're not really... Gotenks isn't at full power yet. I believe he's like maybe a Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan 2 caliber. He's not exactly Super Saiyan 3 yet. So what we're going to look at is just the extras in the deck and the ratios that I have them at. So we're going to have Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. We're going to have that at 2 of. This card is really strong. It helps with your restandard Gotenks, which we'll show you here in a second. I mean, you can also play this with any other Gotenks, but the strongest card for this is going to be like your restandard Gotenks. So we're at a 2 of that. This card is just too good, but it can feel sometimes a little bricky when you run a lot of extras. So I am placing this at 3 instead of 4. This is just take 1 card from your hand, discard it, and you'll be able to bottom deck all of your opponent's battle cards with 3 or less. It's just such a good card. And on all the extras in the deck, they're all going to have this permanent. If your leader is Gotenks and you have a Gotenks with a cost of 4 in your battle area, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 2. So that's pretty much going to be all the extras in the deck. Again, this is 3 costs. We're looking at Saiyan and Earthling. So with it being Saiyan and Earthling, you're going to be able to use it with your leader effect. So that way you can swing for 35. It's pretty much you have a 4-drop Gotenks on the field in your battle area. You're always going to be capable of using your leader ability and getting off the extras for really cheap. And essentially makes the extras just a 1 cost when you have a Gotenks on the field. This card for me is my favorite card out of the extras. This pretty much just says, hey, if you have battle cards with the total cost, like say for example you have a Gotenks and you happen to get off a Gohan 2 on the field, your total battle cost is 8. So pretty much what this card says is you can bottom deck anything that's 8 or less from the field on your opponent's side and place it at the bottom of the deck. It's a really strong card. I like it. Obviously, this is a Gotenks deck. If you're not playing the 4-cost Gotenks on curve and out on the game, you're probably not going to end up winning the game. But there have been scenarios where you can hard play it instead of using the kids to fuse and make Gotenks. But yeah, this is by far my favorite card. We'll read it again just for the content. If your leader is Gotenks and you have a Gotenks with a cost of 4 in your battle area, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 2. So again, this is a 1 cost when you have a leader Gotenks and you have a 4-cost Gotenks in the battle area. Choose up to 1 battle card in your opponent's battle area with a cost less than or equal to the total cost of battle cards in your battle area and place it at the bottom of your deck. It's a 4 of. Again, just my opinion on the ratios there. Now we'll go into some of the Gotenks cards and what that looks like. So for me, I personally feel like the strongest Gotenks card right now is going to be this guy. Is he a 4 of? I want to lean probably 90% yes, especially since we don't have the other Gotenks cards that are coming out in the next set. I'm just running them at 3 right now, just because sometimes it can feel really bricky. You really only need to see maybe about 2 or 3 Gotenks in your hand. What you're really always going to try to mulli for is the kids. So having just the proper ratios makes this deck feel a lot better. I run this deck at 50. People are going to have mixed opinions on that. People are going to run it at 51. I've seen people even run it as much as 54, 56. Most of my deck profiles are always going to be at 50. I'm a strong believer of consistency. I always want to try to see my pieces as often as I can and when it's necessary. So this card, basically it's a structure deck. This card is a reprint. I don't have all the reprints yet. Someone could call me poor in the comments.
Help me, I'm poor.
So this card says if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, add up to 1 Sun Goten and 1 Trunks Youth, both with a cost of 2 or less from your drop to your hand. So basically, this is likely the card that you want to start with first. So the ideal dream hand in combination would be turn 1, you're going with Goten. Then turn 2, you're playing out a Trunks. So turn 1, you're starting with the Goten. You're going to charge for turn 2. You're going to put yourself out a Trunks Youth. It's going to leave 1 energy active. You're going to activate the effect, which is going to cost you another energy. You're going to place those in a drop, and you're going to play out this guy. Immediate value comes back to your hand. Both of these kids come back to your hand, and you're also drawing a card 2 from your deck. So with all that being said, this card just has a lot of value when you're able to play it turn 2. It just speaks for itself. It adds cards back to your hand. It's overall, in my opinion, one of the best Gotenks to run this format. Like I said, 90% sure it's a 4 of, but I kind of like the ratios where I have it at right now. All right, so we're going to go over the next Gotenks card. This Gotenks card is going to be the Restander. If your leader is Gotenks and you use an extra with an original cost of 3 in both Saiyan and Earthling and its special traits during the turn, switch this card in the battle area to active mode. So we're going to use Super Ghost Kamikaze. Most of the time with this card, this is going to buff this card up to 50 for the turn. So what we're going to end up doing is swinging 50, activating main, restanding, swinging another 50. When your leader's awakening, we're also going to activate main, and we're also going to be swinging for 35. So just these 2 cards alone are very powerful for your leader swing for 35, 50, and 50. Pretty straightforward from there. I have him as a 2 of in the deck. I've seen some lists run him at 4 and then this card at 3 or 4. Yeah, I mean, more power to you. This is just my list, like I said. Everybody's list is going to be different. No one's really figured out this deck yet. It does have some consistency issues. So the more support we get, hopefully the consistency becomes more and more consistent. No pun intended. Okay, so let's go over the next Gotenks card in the deck. We have I call this guy the Draw Tanks. So the Draw Tanks, I have them as a 3 of. Again, not full max rarity. Someone can comment poor in the comments. This card is one of my favorites. It's basically a very greedy card in the deck. 0 combo, we have to be aware of that. 30k swing. During this turn, if you use an extra with an original cost of 3 or more, both Saiyan and Earthling and its special traits, draw 2 cards. So the potential is getting this card out, using an extra, drawing 2 cards off this swing, swinging for 30, swinging 35, drawing another card. So it's a turn where you can potentially just draw 3 cards from your leader swing too. Really good card. The next card just to discuss is not a Gotenks card, but it's the dad card. This is the dad monster, as you will. He's also 0 combo. A little bit disappointed, but his ability is just stupidly broken. If your leader is Gotenks, play up to 1 of each Sun Goten, Trunks Youth, both with the cost of 2. From your drop and rest mode. So basically what this card does is it's going to grab back the kids, so that way you can fuse again and pull out another Gotenks. I only have this as a one of, just because this is really a turn 5 or 6 energy card. I'll explain it. So when you play him from your hand for your turn 5, I'll just give an example. You're paying 4 energy. So when you're paying 4 energy and you decide to do a swing, you're gonna be able to play out the kids from that swing. But what makes it more difficult is you're finding yourself only with 1 energy. So you can only play a Gotenks and you can't play an extra to get a 35-liter swing to make your Gotenks effect go off. So this is really why I say it's just a 6 energy turn card. And for that, just the format, the way it is, I know a lot of games are already decided by the 6 energy turn at this point, maybe the 5 energy turn. So again, it's just one of those cards that I only have a one of for the deck. So we'll go over some of the other pieces for the deck. Those were all the Gotenks cards, I believe, for the 4 drops. We'll go over the next 4 drop. This is the Son Gohan Adolescence. This card says the permanent, if your leader has both Saiyan and Earthling and its special traits, and you have a Gotenks card with a cost of 4 in your battle area, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 2. So basically you play him for 2 when you have a Gotenks on board. During this turn, the next time you use an extra, reduce the cost by 1 blue blip. So what this does is this card, for example, says reduce the card in your hand by 2 if you have Gotenks. So you play the Gotenks, you can play this card for 2, and then you're playing this card for free. So any of the extra cards with Gohan, you're just playing it for free. For me, this is a 4 of without question. I don't know why some lists are running a 2, even a 4. I've seen some lists not even run it, which is crazy. But for me, this is a 4 of. I mean, this guy just has big numbers, big consistency with being able to only play it for 2, can play an extra for free, and then it's still got combo value. I mean, this card is just broken. It's nuts. Again, this is just kind of like my list and the way it looks with that. It's just too good. The value is just really good there. We'll look at everybody's playing different variations of a mixture of Goten and Gotenks on what you could play. I have this as a 3 of. Some people run it as a 4 of. I like it at 3. I want to see it, but I don't want to see it every turn. 3 is just a good enough number just to see it. This card, if your leader is Gotenks and you have an extra in your drop, add up to 1 Gotenks with the cost of 4 from your drop to your hand. So what's really good about this card is you could potentially pitch a Gotenks that has combo value with one of the children swinging, and you could just get it back with this card when it's played when there's an extra in the drop. It's a really good card, strong. I like this card. This card is also played with really good and really nicely with this card. This card says, discard 1 card from your hand, place this card from a battle area into the owner's drop. If your leader is Gotenks, play up to 1 Son Goten or Trunks Youth, both with a cost of 2 from your drop in rest mode. So what you could potentially do is you'll play this card. It says discard 1 from your hand. You'll place this one in the drop. Having the Gotenks in your drop and an extra, this one's going to go in. You're going to be able to play this in rest mode. You're going to be able to add back, even this Gotenks to your hand because of this card's effect. All in all, this is just a good combo revolving all around it. I wish this was a 10K, but it's a 5K. I have this one as a 2 of in the deck. It's not overall that broken or powerful, but it's good enough just to kind of like squeeze in the ratios. This for me is one of the best cards in the deck. It's a 4 of, aka Skinny Tanks. Draw 1 card, then discard 1 card from your hand. Place this card from a battle area into its owner's drop. If your leader is Gotenks, add up to 1 extra with a cost of 3 in both Saiyan and Earthling and its special traits from your drop to your hand. So I just like this card even very early on because it helps me kind of filter my hand and get through the deck. Basically, if you open up with a bunch of extras, this card just kind of helps you get more value from it. You can filter through your deck a little bit better. It's just a 4 of. I like it. It's also good late game. One of the best combos that I like to play out with this card, where a lot of people have been sleeping on, is this card and this card. Basically, what you're able to do with these combos is you can play out this card, um, pay one for this card, and you'll be able to buff this card up to 50. And then this is going to the drop. So when you play this card out for another extra energy, this card says that you place this in a drop and you can grab back an extra. At that point, you can just play this card again on top and it'll buff it to 75. So you potentially can swing 75. I've had it happen on the client a couple of times, which this card just feels so powerful at that point. Swinging for 75 twice is insane and unheard of. This card just opens up a lot of possibilities for different options. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck. So okay, we're nearing towards the end. I like this card. I don't run the other Piccolo. The other Piccolo lets you search for the kids. This card I like because I don't run a whole lot of Gotenks. I run more of the kids. So basically, this is going to allow me to search for the Gotenks, which are the pieces that I need once I have the kids. And I can either add that, or if I have a bunch of Gotenks, I can add an extra. I mean, this card just has good value with it. It's a 4 of. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, then reveal up to 1 Gotenks or extra. Add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of the owner's deck in a random order. This for me is just a 4 of. I like it. I love it. I need it. This one I've been play testing with. This is just kind of like the cheaper version of the dad. The dad again is I feel like I said is a turn 6, because you have to play it with 6 energy really to get the value for it. This one you can kind of play this one out maybe turn 5, turn 4, and get good value with it. It essentially almost does the same thing. It just removes itself. Activate main, place this card in the owner's drop. If you have 10 or more cards in your drop, play up to 1 Sun Goten with the cost of 2 or less, and up to 1 Trunks Youth with the cost of 2 or less from your drop in rest mode. Well, that's the deck profile, guys. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm going to be adding more content to the channel every week. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Please like and subscribe.